Hola, clase! This is my video of when to use ser and when to use estar. Cuando usamos ser y cuando usamos estar. So, we're going to start with ser because it is the verb that we have gone over the most. So it's just a nice review to go over how to conjugate them. Ser and estar are very important verbs in Spanish. Unfortunately, they are rebels. They're irregular verbs, so they don't follow the rules very well. And that means we just kind of have to memorize how to conjugate them and when to use them. So let's start with the ser conjugation. We're going to start with yo soy, I am. Tú eres, you are. You can say él es, which is he is, ella es, she is, and usted es, which is you are, but in a formal setting. Nosotros or nosotras somos, we are. Vosotros or vosotras sois. I like the vosotras form. It's always fun to say. Sois, y'all are. And then our last form, you can say ellos son or ellas son, which is they are, and ustedes son, which means you all are. Now, this isn't always the case, but for the sake of these notes being shortened, ser es más permanente. It's more permanent. There we go. Spelling is difficult apparently. Oh, permanente. Permanent. Ser is more permanent than when we use estar. There are 6 scenarios that we use ser instead of estar, and I have examples for all of them. So for this video, I'm just going to tell you what they are, and then you can read the examples on your own. So the first situation we use ser in is descripciones. I'm going to tell you them in Spanish because they are all cognates, and so they all sound like the word in English. Descripciones, we use ser to describe our physical descriptions, our appearance. We also use ser when we're talking about ocupaciones, our occupations, our jobs. We use ser, like soy una profesora, I am a teacher. We use ser when talking about características, are not only our physical descriptions do we use ser, but we also use ser when we're talking about like our personality or someone's characteristics. We use ser when we are talking about tiempo or time. This includes the time on a clock and also time on a calendar, like hoy es martes el 16 de marzo. I said hoy es. I used the la usted form of ser. We use ser when we're talking about origen or origin, where something or someone comes from, or what something is made out of. Like my second example is el escritorio es de madera. That means the desk is made of wood. And last but not least, we use ser when talking about our relationships, relaciones. Like ella es mi amiga, she is my friend. You can also use ser when talking about your relationships with inanimate objects, like talking about possession. For example, if I said, la pluma es mi pluma, I used es, ser, to say this pen is my pen. So those are the 6 scenarios we use ser to be. And if I put the first letter of all the scenarios together, it comes up with the word doctor, descriptions, occupations, characteristics, time, origin, relationships. Awesome. We're going to move on to estar. Estar also means to be, but you use it in different scenarios than when you use ser. So let's start with conjugating. We say yo estoy, I am. Tú Estás, don't forget the little accent over the A. See, it almost follows the AR verb rules, but not quite. Él, ella, usted está. He, she, or you are. He, she is, you are. Nosotros estamos. Vosotros estáis. And ellos, ellas, ustedes están. And that means they are or you all are. Just like ser is more permanent, estar is más temporal. It's more temporary than using ser. Like I can change my emotions a lot faster than I can change the fact that I'm short. Something like that. There are 5 scenarios that we're going to learn when using the verb estar and not ser. We use estar when we're talking about posiciones. Those are positions, like above ground, under the table, next to the lamp, things like that. We're going to use estar when talking about locaciones, our location. This doesn't mean where we're from. It means where we're at the moment. Like, estoy en North Bend. I am in North Bend. I'm not from North Bend, but I'm in it. Estoy en North Bend. The next one we don't use very often in Spanish 1, but it's good to know. We use the verb estar when talking about acciones, what we're doing at the moment. Ustedes están escuchando al video de tu profe. You all are listening to a video made by your professor, or your teacher, not professor, just a teacher. And we also use estar when talking about condiciones. Condition could be a condition of a human, like estoy enferma, I'm sick. I'm not sick, no estoy enferma. Or the condition of an inanimate object, like el cuarto está limpio, the room is clean. And then my favorite, because I have a lot of feelings, we use estar when talking about emociones, our emotions, like estoy contenta cuando veo mis estudiantes. I'm happy when I see my students. If we put all the words together, all the first letters of the scenarios together, we get the word place, position, location, action, condition, emotion. So there are your 6 scenarios to use ser, your 5 scenarios to use estar. Remember, doctor, you use ser, and place, use estar. Don't hesitate to email if you have any questions. Y hasta luego. Adiós.